Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and wait a minute, this isn't quite right. There we go, that's a little bit better, but obviously if you can't tell by the thumbnail, we are looking at the Volquartsen extractor and holder set for the CZ457, and honestly, probably one of the worst aftermarket upgrades I have done to a CZ457 since I started this channel 2 to 3 years ago. So for those of you not in the know, there are two hooks on the end of your bolt. So in the case of the CZ457, the right sharper one is the extractor and the left one that has some bevel to it is the holder. Now their job is to get that fired case out of the chamber, and then once that bolt comes back with that empty case in it, it's going to hit the ejector stop. When it does, that holder should let go and it should fling the empty out of the action. And with this 457 and all my others, I have had zero problems with the CZ factory parts. But I saw these for sale on Pete's Pillars and decided I needed to get a set, and I really had no reason to install them until I started hearing buddies of mine who had bought and installed these were having problems. To keep things on the up and up, we went out and shot 20 or 30 shots with the factory bolt extractor and holder from CZ as this rifle was produced, and I did that with 3 magazines. The factory 10 round with the Anarchy extension, the L3I 13 round, and the NDR shooting 15 round, and well, the results speak for themselves. Let's take a look. So as expected, no issues out of the factory setup straight from CZ, and the reason people are drawn to this is because it is very hard to get factory CZ parts, so I get it. Volquartsen options are now available, and a lot of people are going to buy these because they can't find the CZ parts, but let's take a look once we installed the Volquartsen extractor and holder. Ruh-roh. Yeah, it's laying it in there. 4 or 5 rounds in, not very promising. What in the world? So that obviously was a hot mess from almost the start. I think the 4th or 5th round in, we were already having problems. And these were the issues that my buddies were complaining about with these. They had installed the Volquartsen extractor and holder, and as soon as they did, they were getting empties within the action, and it was causing malfunctions, just as you saw there. I think probably 50% of the rounds I fired with that setup did have malfunctions as a result. But not to be satisfied there and being an inquisitive YouTuber and trying to give you guys all the information, I suspected that it was in fact the Volquartsen extractor, because the holder, if it's not broken, it pretty much works all the time. So we installed the factory original CZ extractor in with the Volquartsen holder, and we reran a couple of the magazines just to see what would happen. And as you can see there, we were back up and running, and it was pretty much exactly the same. So the holder is not the issue, but this Volquartsen extractor appears to be a major misstep in Volquartsen providing aftermarket parts for CZ457s. Now, I'm not bashing those guys. They do make great rifles and great parts. I do believe this is probably one of their first attempts at 457 aftermarket parts. But if those guys are watching this, you really need to go back to the drawing board on that extractor and figure out what's going on with it and why it isn't working in 457s. I wouldn't be making this video if it was just my one rifle. I know several people who've had the exact same results, and as you saw, the problem started immediately after I installed that. Now, obviously, if you're watching this as a last-ditch effort before you buy, then I'm glad that you were able to see this video, and hopefully this has deterred you from buying this. I am not in the business of making YouTube videos to get a bunch of click views off of bad news, but when I see products that don't work and I see an opportunity to help out my fellow shooters, fellow CZ457 fanatics by saving you some grief, aggravation, and the 30 or 40 bucks this costs, and I'm happy to do it. So I hope that this video has helped you. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one.